There are many different lightsaber colors in Star Wars canon that have appeared over the years, from blue and green, purple, yellow, and the most commonly used Sith color, red. Since Disney bought Star Wars and the canon has been rewritten, how a lightsaber gets its color has also changed. In the original canon, a lightsaber got its color from the color of the Kyber crystal used in its construction. Kyber crystals were force-attuned crystals that grew rarely throughout the galaxy, with some areas having a greater abundance than others. The crystals concentrated energy in a unique manner through the Force, resonating with it. The crystals exhibited a sort of collective consciousness, verging on sentience, and could non-verbally communicate with both one another and living beings. Kyber crystals were most notably found in Ilum's Crystal Cave. They were a critical component in focusing energy into a weapon's distinct plasma blade. The crystals shared a special relationship with the Jedi for tens of thousands of years and welcomed them to hear their song and learn their lessons. Jedi younglings traveled to the ice caves to harvest their own crystals, which they then used to build their lightsabers. The Force guided their selection, finding a crystal that matched them as a Jedi. To those not meant to receive it, the crystal was cold to the touch, but those the crystal chose would hear its music and harmony, becoming attracted to it. In Star Wars Legends, Kyber crystals came in many different colors, and the color of the crystal would determine what color a lightsaber would be. It was important for a Jedi to choose a color crystal that matched his connection to the Force and style of combat. Red Kyber crystals were synthetically created and were not found in nature, but created specifically for a Sith's needs. Following Disney's new canon, Kyber crystals were changed forever. In the new canon, all Kyber crystals are colorless, and after bonding with a Jedi, the crystal would shift its color to match the nature of the Jedi it was bonding to. Most crystals would shift into blue or green hues, but occasionally they would shift to match a unique Jedi with a hue of yellow, like the ones the Jedi Temple guards used, purple like legendary Jedi Master Mace Windu used, or even black as seen once in the Darksaber. Kyber crystals were inherently attuned to the light side of the Force and resisted any effort by dark side users to wield them in lightsabers, with one crystal in particular that belonged to Jedi Master Karak Infilla subjecting Darth Vader to intense visions that almost drove him insane. In new Star Wars canon, a Sith or other dark side user could use a Kyber crystal only by using the Force to dominate the crystal, bending it to their will. This process caused the crystal to bleed as if it were a living organism, resulting in the distinct red or crimson blade lightsabers synonymous with the Sith. Kyber crystals that had been through the bleeding process could also be healed of their pain. One instance of purifying a corrupted Kyber crystal was when Ahsoka Tano purified the two crystals she had retrieved from the Six Brothers lightsaber following his defeat. In this case, the crystals turned white, showing they had been healed of the pain caused by the Sith, and attuning to Ahsoka's unique place in the Force as a light side user, but no longer being bound by the ways of the Jedi. Interestingly enough, before the canon change made the new rules about Kyber crystals, it was possible to use other types of crystals to create lightsabers and colors, as well as the fact that Jedi would often create fake synthetic crystals to power their blades. Luke Skywalker, after losing his father's blade on Cloud City, created a synthetic crystal to power his new green lightsaber, as the Empire at the time had hoarded or destroyed most of the natural Kyber crystals. Darth Sidious and Darth Maul worked together to craft the synthetic crystals used to power Maul's double-bladed lightsaber. Maul used a special furnace to make his own crystals. He worked constantly for several days to make the 4 crystals needed for his double-bladed lightsaber. Their creation required intense concentration, as Darth Maul had to use the Force not only to make them in proper shape and ensure that the crystals were free from impurities, but also to keep himself alive for the long time it took in the blistering heat of the furnace. Maul was particularly proud of this achievement and believed it to be an example of the Sith's superiority over the Jedi. Following the canon change, all lightsabers are now powered and colored by Kyber crystals. So far, there has been no mention of synthetic crystals being used by Jedi or Sith. While the color of the lightsaber blade determines a Jedi place in the Order in Legends, with blue indicated a Jedi Guardian, a Jedi who used the Force on a more physical level, green indicated a Jedi Consular, a Jedi who preferred to reflect on the mysteries of the Force and fight the dark side at its heart, yellow indicated a Jedi Sentinel, a Jedi who honed his or her skills in the balance of combat and scholarly pursuits. Following the canon change, the color of the blade reflected the emotional state of the Force user who wielded it, and no longer did this color determine what role a Jedi needed to play in the Order. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more Star Wars lore videos, be sure and like and subscribe. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you.